It's November. We are in the season of pumpkin spice with winter squashes, Thanksgiving, the kickoff of Christmas, cold weather, so hot chocolate, all these goodies that really try to derail us from our weight loss efforts. And so I want to talk about reality. How do we live a normal, joy-filled life with our goal of losing weight? And part of that is keeping perspective and looking at our lifetime versus the moment. And what I mean by that is our weight is one aspect of who we are. Weight loss is one aspect of our life. It should not be everything. There are going to be times where that takes priority, and there's going to be times that deserves to be on the back burner, because your physical health is only one aspect of health. Your mental, your spiritual, your social health is just as important to fulfillment and joy as a healthy physical body. And what I mean by that is there are all these goodies, and if you are constantly telling yourself, no, I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have that, you are going to set yourself up to fail. You're going to set yourself up to binge, and you're going to constantly be focused on food rather than the beautiful fall colors, fall flavors, holidays, family time, friendships, generosity, forgiveness, connection, all the other things that truly matter in life. So this video is really focused on how do we get through this holiday season filled with joy rather than filled with guilt. And the way we do that is not by looking at this entire season with what you cannot have. There's three main reasons that we binge: restriction, guilt, and then trigger foods. Trigger foods, I want you to think of like addictive substances. These are things that you can't seem to control yourself when you have one of them. There's probably just a few foods that may fall under that category. But restriction and guilt kind of go hand in hand, and that has nothing to do with a trigger food. That has to do with you looking at something as being bad. So when you eat it, you feel badly, and then you eat gobs of it because you feel badly. And so you get yourself in this guilt binge cycle, and I don't want you to fall into that habit this season. So I want you to think about the law of worth it. How to maintain weight loss or a healthy weight for the duration of your life is always looking at every food with, is it worth it? And so even if you decide, you know what, I think that would be worth it, and then you take a bite of something and go, wow, that's really not that good. Okay, change it. It's no longer worth it. Put it aside, right? So that way, if you decide I'm going to go to a social function, there are appetizers, there are really decadent foods, there is a dessert table, there is a bar. What of that is worth it? If I want to feel good about my food, I can't eat all of it. So what's worth it? Maybe I absolutely love chicken wings, and I could maybe give or take the spinach artichoke dip. Well, then leave the dip. Don't eat the dip. Eat the chicken wings. Maybe I really want dessert, and I want dessert more than I want that glass of wine or that beer. Then have the dessert, a normal sized dessert, and don't have the wine or the beer. It's not about saying no. It's about saying what's worth it. And being then, or going through your mindful eating SAC method to determine, am I going to feel guilty about this afterwards or not? Because out of all of the food that's here, I've determined this is worth it. And so no, I'm going to let myself enjoy it. So on a day-to-day basis, is getting that pumpkin spiced latte that's multiple hundreds of calories worth it to then have to eat a lot less carbs and fat the rest of the day? If the answer is yes, drink it, enjoy it, and don't worry about it, but don't have dessert later, right? You've got to pick and choose, and if you pick and choose and be willing to be flexible enough to change your mind, right? Once again, take a sip, take a bite, and realize it's really not that good. Is money, and the reason why I bring up money is people are like, well, I paid for it. Is money more important than your health? Is money more important than these feelings of guilt versus feelings of enjoyment? Feelings of pride because you turned something away? What's more important to you? It shouldn't be money. So if you take a bite of something that you've paid for, if you take a sip of something that you've paid for and you realize, wrong negotiation, That's really not that good. Chuck it. Feel good about that decision and see what else in your day is possibly worth it. Maybe today is an easy day to stick with a plan and not deviate. But tomorrow may be a different story. So figure out when it's worth it and allow yourself to experience joy in food, in friendship, in family, and come at your life, especially in this month of November, with gratitude. Looking and enjoying that food, going, God, I am so lucky that this is available to me. I am so lucky I have access to this. I'm so lucky I can eat this with joy rather than guilt because I've learned to change my mindset. There's so much to be grateful for. There's so much to live for. There's so much to experience. Let's take guilt out of it and let's just enjoy ourselves through the laws of what's worth it.